Welcome back to another tutorial, and in this video we are going to drop items on death. So the first thing what I will do is go to my third person blueprint. There we have it. And what we want to do is we definitely want to replicate our inventory. So let's replicate this variable. And the next thing what we should do is set up a event which runs on server, which will add items for us, because as of right now we are only adding items locally. So I will create a new event and I will call this give player item. So give player item, and I will run this on server. And from here what we are going to simply do is do add item, which we already have, and just connect the item data like so. Now what we should do is find all the events where we have this add item, and we need to change this to give player item. So in our third person blueprint, in our inventory unequip item, we have 5 of these nodes, so we should replace these. So just give player item, and let's replace them with one another. So this is all set up. The next thing what we should do is probably check our UIs. So we definitely have one in our chest item info, and here we have our add item. So let's change this to give player item, and where did the add pin go? There it is. So connect this like so. There we go. And also, if we would look here, we have a remove item. So we definitely need to create one for this as well. So let's create the custom event. So let's call this remove player item. Let's run this on server, and let's do our remove item inventory. So the item data and the amount like so, and this is run on server. And now in our chest item info we can run this. So remove player item, the amount is 1, and this is the data like so. So this is set up. And also in our build mode, on our finish building, where we are finishing everything off and placing the buildable, here we need to replace this node as well. So let's do the player remove item, and another one over here. Item data. So this is set up as well. So I guess we did not forget any other locations. The next thing what I will do is recreate my pickups a little bit, because as of right now, if we would select one of these, we have this add item over here as well, and we would need to change this for all of them, and probably we will make some more adjustings later. So what I actually will do is create new pickups. And as of right now, if we would open one of our pickups and also our spawned pickup, the only difference is that in our spawned pickup we have this build item data, which actually doesn't bother us at all. So what I will do is right click on the spawned pickup, and I will create a child blueprint class, and I'm gonna call this, let's call this pickup log 2 as of right now. And I'm gonna open up both of these like so. And what we want to do is select the log pickup, because here we have our item data, so that we don't have to retype this. We can just copy this, and in our newly created pickup we have these class defaults, and we have our item data. So we can paste this in, compile and save this. If we want to have visuals, we can change this cube to be log. There we go. But we can always also run the event from the master, which is over here. So we can do on the begin play, we can do our build item data. And this is basically going to build our item regardless of the model. So let me show you. So if we drag in a couple of these, where is our spawn location? There it is. So if we drag in a couple of these, press play, we have our logs. Great. So I will create more of these. Now that we have set this up, what we should make sure of is that, if you remember, we have two arrows, pickup arrow and shot arrow, and we need to make sure of that the shot arrow has no physics. So let's scroll down and let's disable simulate physics for this, because this is the arrow that gets stuck in the objects. So we have this whole thing set up, which means that now in our spawned pickup, which is the master, which contains all the same functionality which has our pickups, we need to change this single node to give player item. So connect this back up. And our inventory is pretty much fully replicated. So now we can go back to our third person character. There we go. And what we should do now is, again, create a new custom event. And this is going to be called drop items. And we need to run this on server. And for this we need two parameters. The first one is location, to where we want to drop our items in, so vector. And the other one is our inventory, which is an S inventory structure type and a array. There we go. So what we want to do now is loop for each loop through our inventory, and then we want to do spawn actor from class, which is basically going to spawn our spawned pickup. And I'm going to split the spawn transform and get the location in the location. And for the item data, we need the array element, and also we need to break this result as well, because we need the build scale, since our items might be in different scalings and we need to set this up properly. So this is all set up, except for we need to run our build item data event so that now our item gets built. So this function is working. And now in our make me dead, before we are respawning, before the delay, I'm going to run our drop items, and I'm going to connect my inventory. And now, since I don't want my items to be spawned like on the ground, I want them to be a bit higher, what I will do is use my arrow shoot location, and I'm gonna spawn the items right over here. Because if we would spawn it directly on the ground, they might glitch through the terrain. So I'm gonna get world location and connect this to the location. There we go. Compile and save this. So now if we would go to the game, let's test this out. Let's pick up our pickups. The more the better. Let's shoot the other guy. Boom! And all the pickups have been dropped. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any more suggestions, and see you guys in the next video. Now that I was editing the video, I've noticed that I forgot to drop the equipment items. So for that, what we are going to do is create a new function, which I'm gonna call drop equipment, and in our event graph we can run this on complete like so. And for this we need a input, which is the location, the vector type, and connect the location. So now I will drag in my equipment items, and I will break the results like so. And I'm going to check if these are equal to nothing, like so. And then I'm gonna do a if branch checks like so. I will move these down. Okay. So this could look something like this. And so if this is true, then we are continuing with the next one. So all the trues go like this. And the next thing, from the false, what we should do is spawn actor from class, which is our spawned pickup. And I'm gonna split the pin. This is the location, and the item data is, in this case, it's our helmet. And we need a few of these nodes, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Move these up a bit, connect the falses, and the locations, and also our item data. And now the last thing is build item data, which needs to be ran after every spawn actor, since we need to build the data. And now we are going to reconnect the first one into the second branch, because once we remove one, we need to remove the next one as well. So let's do it like so. And this is all set up. So now our equipment will drop as well.